Peace Collective, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. My name is Milan. I am an intuitive tarot reader and psychic medium. If you guys are new here to this channel, welcome. If you guys are returning, welcome back. It means the world to me each and every single time you guys join. Thank you guys times 1,000 for being here and for deciding to spend your time and your energy here with me in these readings. As you guys know, this is going to be another general collective reading. However, we're going to get into another deep dive today. As you can tell by the title, we're going to look into the energy between Nicki Minaj and Tory Lanez. If you guys are ever interested in readings that look more into celebrity culture, the entertainment industry, music, I've got an entire playlist already curated. It's called the Deep Dive series, and that's where you can find more readings just like this one. If you guys are ever interested in personal readings, I do offer them. All that information is going to be in the description box down below, like always. Just as a quick disclaimer, you guys, this channel is not a fan page. This is not a stan page or anything of the sort. Everything in this reading is alleged until proven otherwise and for entertainment purposes only. Okay, if you guys don't like what I'm saying, you guys don't like the subject matter, you guys don't resonate, it's okay to just click off the video. It's really no big deal. All I ask is that you guys keep it cute, keep it respectful in the comments with me and with other people who may decide to jump into the comments as well, okay? I'm literally just reading cards, okay? There's no need to take any of this so personally. And please, as a medium or any reader, please use your discernment, okay? And only take what resonates and leave the rest, you guys, all right? But yeah, if you guys clicked on this reading, I'm sure you guys know who both of these people are, Nicki Minaj and Tory Lanez. If you guys are up to speed with what's going on over on Twitter, Nicki Minaj has been very vocal about a lot of different things, okay, regarding the NFL, her feelings in regards to Rock Nation, Desiree Perez. She's been calling out Jay-Z very, very loudly. So as you guys know, Tory Lanez is currently serving a prison sentence due to being found guilty, as you guys know, with his situation with Megan Thee Stallion. Nicki Minaj has called out Megan Thee Stallion a few times before. So I say that to say, I think these two are a little bit more connected in one way or another, more than what meets the eye, more than what we're seeing just on social media or at surface level. And it kind of just was put on my heart to do this reading. I'm surprised I've never looked into these two before. So yeah, that's what we're here for. I just want to tap in to see what Nicki Minaj, what her POV is like, or how she may feel in regards to Tory, and same thing vice versa with Tory, how he may feel in regards to Nicki, and if there's any like connection there outside of surface level, okay? But let's get right to this. I have a couple of cards put out already. I have a Queen of Wands to represent Nicki, being that she's a Sagittarius. And then I have a King of Wands, okay? This is going to represent Tory, being that he is a Leo, all right? But yeah, let's get right into this. If somebody wants to timestamp this reading, you are more than welcome to. Thank you ahead of time. We're going to start with Nicki's portion first. We're going to get a couple of oracle cards for both parties, and then we'll get into the tarot a little bit later to clarify, and we'll alternate vice versa, so on and so forth, okay? But we're going to start with Nicki first. All right, we're just gonna get some thoughts and opinions of how she may view the situation with Tory. How does she feel when it comes to Tory? Okay, what is her current energy, please, at this time when it comes to Tory Lanez? Or how does she feel in regards to Tory Lanez, please? And thank you. Okay, glow up is showing up. Interesting. So, and again, guys, as I'm pulling cards, I know some people kind of like to skip around and hop around the reading. I'm asking, how does she feel? How does she view? What's her opinion when it comes to Tory? So glow up showing up. It says new opportunities, new career, and successful business. So if you are feeling that way about somebody or viewing somebody as a glow up, she could possibly have some type of hope or faith or well wishes, okay, for him to experience a glow up, or him to experience new career opportunities or just better, brighter days ahead career-wise, once his situation is handled, So if you guys are not familiar, if I'm not mistaken, I believe there is an oral hearing set for, I want to say August 18th, if not August 17th. So at the time of this recording, that's still another week or so away. And Tory's habeas corpus and his appeal are going to be discussed in open arguments in court. So that is a very, very big deal. A lot of appeals don't get that far, let alone in front of another judge to be assessed in this way, again, in oral arguments. So maybe that's why Nicki is viewing this as a glow up, okay, a positive chance, a positive opportunity here for him to possibly have a glow up if things were to go the way that he wants them to, right? With this appeal being approved. But let's continue, okay? Why is this here, please? It's giving like it's a spotlight, so she knows that there's a pretty major spotlight on him at this time, okay? Why is this here, please? Okay, what is this? Oh, wow, longing. Okay, it says missing you. Let's talk in a reunion. Whenever I see this card, and it always gives me the energy of a business meeting or a group meeting. You can even see there's two sets of people, I should say two groups, okay? There's two people here, two people here. Looks like they're having some type of Christmas dinner, right? But this is saying, let's talk, a reunion. I wouldn't necessarily say she misses him, okay? Because I don't know if they've ever even met each other in person. I believe they've spoken over the phone. I think Nicki has talked about that before, about working on a song, and then it just didn't work out that way. So they've spoken before, you know, prior to all of this, you know, court stuff, Megan Thee Stallion shooting, all that. But it's giving with this current energy, she could be in talks, allegedly, possibly, or her camp could possibly, allegedly, be in talks with people from his camp. Again, okay, because you have two people over here and then two other people over here. It almost looks like a business meeting, okay? Wow, interesting, okay. And I see there's white candles here. As much as I use this deck, I've never really pointed that out about there being like white candles. So if you guys are into candle work, then you know white candles can represent purity, cleansing, right? Optimism, intuition as well, protection. I feel like she prays for him. Or I feel like maybe she has prayed for him before. Okay, let's see. Or again, there's just this energy of like having some hope or faith or just sending him some positive energy here. Okay, why is this here, please? With this let's talk and a reunion energy, that's interesting, okay? Why is this here, please? Oh, what is this? Okay. Oh, legal showing up. I just saw 808. Okay, 88 could be significant. Legal, lawyers, court, and paperwork. But what fell out was the time card. Okay, delay, procrastination, and too busy. So, I mean, oh, wow. Okay, it's giving, yeah, like it's only a matter of time, or something about wasting time. You spent a lot of time trying to figure this out, or a lot of time has been spent on trying to get, you know, the legalities correct with this appeal. Okay. I'm gonna get one more on this. Michael Kors. It's a Michael Kors watch. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that a Nicki lyric? Couldn't get Michael Kors if you was fucking Michael Kors. Something like that, okay? But I don't even know what song that is right now, but okay, why is this here? I feel like she feels as though this is like a waste of time. What's going on with Tory? Or it's giving like, what's taking so long, you know? Okay, what is this, please? What is this time energy? Legal just tried to show up again. It didn't fall out, but I saw that the legal card tried to flip over. Why is this here, please? Okay, yeah, wishful thinking. So that's one of the first things I mentioned, how she's very hopeful or has some type of positive thought process or a positive energy when it comes to him. Okay, so it says second chance, deja vu, and nostalgia. It's the second energy of like kind of remembrance, reunion, nostalgia. Nostalgia will be related to the past. I think she gave him a second chance, or she wants to give him a second chance with something. Again, I think they had a song that they were gonna work on together, but something just didn't work out. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Tory kind of had to like call and apologize to her or something like that. Again, I'm not 100% sure of the specifics of that. Okay, but it's giving a wishful thinking, like she feels as though he deserves a second chance, or she wants to give him a second chance and maybe revisit, again, like working together, doing music together or something, okay? Allegedly. But yeah, it's giving like, and this is like, looks like a little, what is like a dandelion if I'm not mistaken. But when you wish, you blow on those and make a wish. She really could be, you know, hoping and praying for him, you know, for things to go his way. Okay, but let's see. We're gonna move over to Tory. We're gonna use the same deck for him. Okay, just get his views, his thoughts, or opinions here when it comes to Nicki. Okay, I'm hearing, if you guys listen to his album that he put out, Peterson, I thought it was really good. Okay, whether it was an album made from prison or not, I think it was really fucking good. The fact that the production quality was as good as it was while recording over a prison phone. Okay, if y'all have ever spoken to somebody over a prison phone, if you know, you know. There'd be a lot of shit going on in the background 9 times out of 10. So the way that they cleaned it up on that Peterson album, I mean, it was really, really good. Just him as an artist, I really like, but I don't even know where I was going with that. I was getting somewhere with that, but I kind of just went off on a tangent. My bad. But yeah, okay. If it comes back to me, I'll remember what I was gonna say. But my apologies. But let's see. How does he feel, please, when it comes to Nicki? Oh, that's what it was. I was hearing a song from that album. It was called "I Fucked the Lady Cop." So if you guys know that album or listen to the album, that's a pretty catchy song on the album, I Fucked the Lady Cop. But the woman on that song, her voice kind of almost sounds like an AI version of like Nicki Minaj almost. Like if you really listen to it and listen closely, it almost kind of sounds like her voice on that song. But I don't know why I'm channeling that song right now, what that has to do with anything. But let's see. How does he feel, please? Or what's his opinion? How does he feel at this time when it comes to Nicki? Running, okay. Escape, denial, and excuses. Interesting. Okay, why is this here, please? Escape and denial, being in denial of something. Maybe like, I don't want to say that, but okay. Why is this here, please? Laughter, okay. Happiness, joy, and healing. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe with this being in denial, I think he's almost in like disbelief with how Nicki is giving it up, right? The calling out, again, Roc Nation, Desiree Perez, and Jay-Z, all of them, as blatantly and as loudly and as much as she has been. Now, exactly how is Tory getting that information? Because I'm not sure if they have like access to Twitter necessarily in the prison that he's in, but of course, you know, people talk, he can use the phone. I'm sure he's fully aware or has heard of, you know, how expressive she's been. So it's giving like, maybe he almost couldn't believe it or is in denial, like, oh, there's no way she's talking up this much, there's no way. Oh, she has, you know, she has good intention for me, or she's, you know, she's reaching out to my team, there's no way, oh my gosh. You know, that type of energy. I can't believe it. And maybe that makes him feel hoped for, makes him feel good, you know, gives him something to smile about, knowing that, you know, someone as big as a Nicki Minaj is calling out the same people he has a problem with. Okay, and maybe even possibly, again, like I said, with this let's talk energy, she could possibly, allegedly, be in touch with people on his team, but it's just being kept very quiet right now, very low key, at her request, is what I just heard, okay? Allegedly. Okay, why is this here, please? How does he feel? What's his current energy like? But yeah, as someone who's supposed to be sitting and rotting in prison, who was literally stabbed up how many times? Okay, literally almost lost his life. His energy always comes through as very positive, very hopeful. Like, I'm going to make it through this. Like, just a bright, sunny day, you know? that shouldn't be somebody's energy who's feeling defeated or supposed to spend the next, 8 years of their life in prison, Okay, distance. Okay, it says divorce, ghosted, and separation. So that kind of gives me the energy of like keeping it on the low, very low key, acting like there's distance there, acting like there's no connection. Okay, but you see how like there's still like this very faint figure in the background. Okay, like it's still there, but the illusion is if it is supposed to not be there, you're not supposed to see it. Interesting. There was already distance between the two of them. Like I said, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they were working on a song or a project together, and maybe it just didn't work out the way that either team wanted it to work out, or something on Nicki's end. I don't know, but I think he had to apologize to her for something, he said. So there definitely is distance here, and I think maybe that's why it's coming through as he could feel like, oh, he's in denial. There is no way she reached out to my team. Blah, 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 blah. I can't believe it because, again, last time he's checking, there was distance. Maybe she didn't fuck with him like that, or left him on scene, left him on red, or whatever, okay? So, yeah, it's like the last run-in with Nicki and him, it was giving maybe not the best of terms. So maybe it's a little surprising to him in a good way that maybe she has reached out, you know what I mean? And then look at this, legal again showing up, lawyers, court, and paperwork. Especially when it has to do with this case going on, okay? Oh, wow, yeah, and then family at the bottom, blood ties and inner circle. So again, like there's some type of possible connection here between both camps, the inner circles, okay? Not saying that they view each other as literal family, but just the inner circles, right? Your team, my team. Behind the court stuff. Okay, I don't know, but I'm not saying like she paid for his lawyers or anything like that. That's not what I'm not jumping off the deep end and just going off saying that. But it's kind of like, I know this person who could help you here. I know this person who could possibly help you here, the connections, and she's a very big fucking connection to have on top of, again, her calling out the people she's been calling out so recently, as much as she has. Can I get one more of these, please? Tory. Oh, yep. And then you have hopeful showing up, inspired, optimistic, and success. Very nice. So yeah, he's got some very strong emotions, it seems like. Vacay, get away, relax, and have fun. Interesting. So I feel like, of course, with the situation he's dealing with, there are going to be like very heightened emotional moments, which, again, if you guys listen to the project, he's very expressive and vocal about. But again, like happiness, healing, being inspired and optimistic when he's supposed to be down and out and in the gutter. You wouldn't expect that from somebody in his position, probably, So he's very optimistic when it comes to maybe mending their relationship with Nicki or working together with her one day in the future. I just feel like he's hopeful and just very optimistic that he is going to succeed with his appeal process, okay? Just in general, overall, he's got a very strong demeanor in that sense, okay? But let's move on. Get to another deck. Let's see. We're going to use What's the Gossip. We're going to go back to Nicki really quick, okay? And get some of these for her. See how she may feel. Again, with her, it's giving kind of, I have wishful thinking. She feels very hopeful and optimistic for him as well. She feels like he deserves a second chance. The first card I had for her, again, was new opportunities and new career with the glow up. So she could feel like he's going to experience a glow up, okay, after this, if things go his way. Let's see, how does she feel, please? What is her energy like when it comes to Tory, please? Unbothered, okay. Peace despite chaos. Calm attitude, okay. Detachment from negativity, not my drama. So it's showing up as unbothered, okay. I feel like it's so funny because I feel like she views him in that way. Like, even though, again, with prison, all the chaos going on in the background, all the drama, he still has a very, like, cool, calm, peaceful, very positive, hopeful demeanor as well. So it could almost be like, wow, you must not even be fazed by this. In reality, yes, of course, he's very fazed and emotional about it, but he's at peace. It's like when you have such a strong relationship with God, it's like even the most dramatic, chaotic situations can be happening around you, and you still have that sense of faith or peace just because of your relationship with God. Okay. And I'm getting this vibe of like poker face with her, like not trying to say too much about this Tory situation publicly, but I feel like in the background, like in the back of her mind, it's giving like she feels very strongly. You see these two in the background arguing, but the front face you're seeing is just cool, calm, and collected. So I feel like publicly, that's, you know, the demeanor from her regarding Tory and his situation, right? She may not really talk about it as much or whatever. She's touched on it, but not into great depths the way that she is Desiree Perez and Rock Nation and all of them, right? But in the background, again, I feel like in her subconscious or in her mind, she's really upset about this for him. Okay, and you guys got to think from her perspective. Remember, she's married to somebody who was, well, I gotta be careful how I word this because I know some people are gonna feel away about how I word this. So please, just, you know what I'm trying to say. But Nicki is coming from the mindset and the standpoint as well because she's married to someone who was possibly allegedly lied on and had to spend time in jail, okay, based on what a woman said that he did to her. Okay, and that's back when her husband was young, right? He was a teenager at the time, but I feel like this really sits and resonates with her on a deeper level. Again, maybe poker face on the outside, but internally, subconsciously, like, you see how these people are upset? I feel like this really strikes a nerve with her. Tory situation, you know? Let's see. It's giving like, and you see how the girl in the car is like, yeah, I peeped that. I'm not going to say nothing, but I peeped that. I peeped that too. Okay, so let me give me a couple more of these, please, for her. So it's showing up as unbothered, but I feel like she is very bothered by the situation with him. You know? And if for anybody, even if you don't have a loved one, a family member who's been incarcerated wrongfully or accused of something they didn't fucking do, you just have a fucking genuine heart as a human being. It's like you would feel some type of way too. You know? Let's see, what is this? Broken promises. Okay. It says disappointed expectations, failed commitments, lost trust. Okay, so it says words mean nothing. Okay, so like I already said, I think something happened here between them two in the past, like prior to the whole Megan Thee Stallion thing. It's like maybe Tory was like supposed to send her a verse or send her a song, a beat or something. I don't know. And it's giving like a broken promise. Maybe something here was not met. It's okay. And the thing with Nicki though, if you guys have seen my other readings with Nicki, whether it be by herself or with other people, it's like she will view you as a snake or someone who's a liar. You can't be trusted. If you tell her you're gonna wear a green shirt and you show up in a red shirt, you're a snake, you're a liar, I can't trust you. So it doesn't take much for her to view somebody as fake or a liar or they played her. Okay, so again, this is giving me something as simple as maybe he didn't send a verse back the way he said he would, or he didn't honor the time frame for a track. Something like that is coming through as like a broken promise or disappointed expectations. So it's like, you know, I didn't fuck with you for that period of time, or I didn't trust you for that period of time. But based on what you're going through, you know, I have a heart for you, you know. It's giving very minor. It doesn't feel major at all, but it's something that, again, I feel like he had to apologize to her about. But she, you know, she holds on to stuff, you guys. I've gotten the energy with her a lot. Like, she will hold on to stuff. big, small, or indifferent. Again, you could tell her you're going to wear one color, you show up in a different color. Everything else can be intact besides that one thing. Again, you show up in the wrong color shirt, you're a snake immediately to her. So yeah, it's giving like the trust was a little bit broken at one point, okay? But I feel like even just by how the picture on this card is, this heart, it's, you see how like the page is ripped, but the heart is still intact. It's still full, you know? It's not showing up as a full broken heart necessarily. I hope that makes sense how I'm picking this up, you guys. It's giving like maybe the relationship was mended, or there's room for it to be mended, or there was like, again, like an apology made, or something like a band-aid put over it. Something like that, okay? But let me get one more of these, please. Oh, this is making sense to you guys. Okay, why is this here, please? Okay, and boundaries. Yeah, it says saying no firmly, protecting your peace, setting limits clearly. Enough is enough. Okay. Yeah, and you have no filter, speaking your truth, authentic communication. So again, like I already said, it's like she's very vocal about how she feels about things. I feel like she's, you know, touched on it maybe a couple of times when it comes to Tory, but not in great detail or depth. Yeah, okay, why is this here with boundaries, please? It's giving like she knows she has to be careful when it comes to this situation with Tory. Okay, why is this here, please? Luxury life, okay? Comfortable wealth, indulgence, enjoying rewards because I deserve it. So that's interesting. Yeah, hustle mode, lessons learned. So she could feel like, you know, he like, did you learn your lesson through all of this? Did you learn anything from this? Did you take something from this? You know, are you ready to get back into your hustle when you get home? You know what I'm saying, guys? And then luxury life, she could also feel as though like maybe he deserves, you know, to get back in the spotlight, or to get back to his lifestyle and be comfortable. And then with this boundaries card, it makes me feel like maybe she would like to see him create boundaries, or encourages that for him, like, you know, have boundaries based on who you deal with, especially when it's coming through as have boundaries when it comes to these bitches, is literally how I'm hearing it. Okay, it's giving like, you know, giving some type of like motherly advice. You got to be careful and have boundaries and learn when to say no when it comes to these bitches, if you want to enjoy the luxury life, or if you want to enjoy the fruits of all of your labor, you know. And because we know, again, getting hemmed up with two cackling ass hens, okay, is what landed him in this situation that he's in right now, okay? Not having fucking boundaries. So this is coming through as kind of advice. Like, listen, if you want to, you know, get back into the groove of things, or secure wealth, or be comfortable, or maybe like do things the right way, or again, enjoy the fruits of your labor without all this bullshit, you got to protect your peace, learn how to say no, and have boundaries, okay? Because having lack of boundaries and just doing too much outside of being very fucking intoxicated that fateful night, he was doing too much. It's literally like God had to sit him the fuck down for a while, you know? It sucks that it had to be this way, but it's giving like the universe really had to sit him down, okay? Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna get some of these for Tory as well, you guys. We're gonna hop back to him. Okay, but I do see like there's room here for her to mend a relationship with him, or that already happened. She was a little disappointed, but this is giving like this is a much bigger picture. I don't want to hold on to that anymore, because this is much more serious than any type of, again, not keeping your word, not sending a track or a verse back could ever be. This is so much bigger than that, is what it feels like from her. Okay, but let me see. We're going to go back to Tory real quick with the same deck. Let's get a couple of these. Okay, what is his energy like when it comes to Nicki, please? How does he feel? when it comes to Nicki, what is his energy like at this current time? Let's see. Me versus me. Okay. Yep. So it says self-competition, personal growth, becoming better than yesterday, my only competition. So with that me versus me, that gives me the energy of like accountability, taking responsibility. Granted, like I literally just said, like outside of the two cackling hens he got hemmed up with, you know, on that fateful night back 5 years ago, he understands like, yeah, I had to sit down, like I had to realize that what I had to work on myself as well. It's not just about Megan, it's not just about Kelsey, none of that. Like he had some things to work on as well, and really God sat him the fuck down, okay, for a little while. And again, an unfortunate circumstance way, but with this me versus me, it's giving like taking accountability and becoming a better person outside of this. Okay, why is this here, please, when it comes to Nicki? Why is this here, please? Okay, ascension. Nice. Spiritual growth, higher awareness, next level consciousness, elevating myself. Yeah, so first of all, I feel like he knows, or yeah, I feel like he knows, or he's aware that like Nicki is very spiritually inclined for the most part. And I'm hearing a prayer warrior. I feel like she says that, like she's a prayer warrior. And he feels like he's going to ascend to the next level after this as well. Next level consciousness. He could view her as well as somebody who has higher awareness. Okay, it's like he knows that she can see past the veil of illusions, the veil of bullshit, just the way he can, like his father can, you know, Sunstar. Very devout individual, it seems like, when it comes to his relationship with God, okay? Elevating myself, okay? And again, it doesn't really feel like maybe they have, I don't want to say they have spoken like verbatim to each other on the phone. Like I feel like maybe more so from one team member to Nicki, or Nicki's team and Tory's team. I don't want to say definitively that they have spoken to each other directly when it comes to this court legal situation with Tory that he's dealing with, but they have before all of this, is what I feel like. But as far as this now, it's not coming through that clearly. But something makes me feel like they could have. They probably did, because it's coming through as, you know, ascension, like growth, spiritual awareness, that he's very fully aware of her heightened sense of spirituality. So they could have, maybe they've had a conversation like that, you know. Fast forward all this time later, here we are, 2024 or into 2025, like, you've grown since the last time we've spoken. I've grown since the last time we've spoken. Okay, something to that extent. But let's see. Okay, what is this? Situationship. That's interesting. Okay, it says unclear boundaries. And then one of her cards was here, boundaries, okay? So it says unclear boundaries, mixed signals, more than friends. What are we? So, okay, maybe that's why it came through for him, being a little bit in denial. Oh, there's no way. She reached out. You know, she's sending well wishes for me, really? Because again, it's giving the last time we spoke, he wasn't really exactly sure where they stood, or it wasn't necessarily on the greatest of terms, perhaps. So again, to see that she is speaking up against the people he has problems with, okay, that being Rock Nation and them. And again, maybe even reaching out to give him some courage or advice, or I don't know, just to uplift his spirits. It could have come through again as like, damn, last time I thought we weren't cool. But again, ascension, moving on to a higher level, spiritual growth on both ends for each party here. Okay, and unclear boundaries. If she had the boundaries card, it's giving, like I already said, he had to sit down for a little while because he was doing a lot. very quickly, doing too much, and didn't have fucking boundaries. Which could have landed him, and did land him, in a lot of different situationships. You know, even with Iggy Azalea. He was involved with Iggy Azalea as well, allegedly, okay, during that time frame, if not a little bit after that. So it's like, no, not having boundaries put him in a lot of different situations. Okay, let's see. Can we get one more of these, please, for Tory? On red. It didn't fall out, but it says ignored messages, no replies. Maybe they're just busy. On red. So it's like giving, you know, I reached out before, or again, like the last time we talked, I wasn't sure where we stood. So I think he's a little surprised to know that she reached out, or to know that she is wishing well for him, or wishing the best for him in this situation, okay? I almost wanted to say is trying to help out in this situation. I almost wanted to say that. We'll see. Why is this here, please? Soul contracts. Wow. Okay. Deja vu. Okay, look at this. Soul contracts. Fated connections. Karmic relationship. Spiritual agreements destined to meet. So that makes a lot of sense. Everything happens for a reason. Good, bad, or indifferent. Rejection is protection or redirection. So with this soul contract, like maybe they were meant to meet the whole time, or and as much as, you know, who would like to say that going to prison and all that, a situation with those two cackling hens was supposed to be fated, but yeah, nothing happens for no fucking reason, and it just seems like everything is coming together kind of full circle. Again, with Nicki's problems with the same large entity, you've got one of the cackling hens underneath that large entity. Then you've got Tory, who was supposed to be, or they wanted him under that large entity, and he said, fuck that. Okay? And again, it's something coming down to like an agreement that was made between the two of them, but I don't think Tory came through in enough time, or he didn't like get back what he said he was going to get back to her. But it's like, let's revisit this contract. Let's try again. Okay. I definitely see them working together one day, allegedly. Okay, again, because it was already supposed to happen. It just didn't happen that way. Okay. So let's see. We're going to get into the tarot. Yeah, we're gonna get into the tarot. My bad. I was thinking about maybe using another deck. Actually, you know what? Matter of fact, I am. Before I get to the tarot, I'm gonna use the True Crime Oracle, because I wanted to know, like, how does she feel like about just what happened to him, you know? Because there's a lot of like inconsistencies. If you guys actually took time to listen to or read the transcripts from the trial, from back in 2022, there's a lot of inconsistencies, and now fast forward all these years later, people are now starting to come out the woodwork and be like, you know, actually this needs to be re-looked at, this needs to be revisited, because there was actually a lot of shit wrong with this. Not just we don't feel like he did it, some people, or we feel like he's innocent, some people feel that way. There was genuinely some type of like prosecutorial, if I'm saying that word correctly, errors. Okay, just simple as that. Not testing one of the cackling hens for DNA on the gut. Why? You know, the DNA evidence coming back inconclusive. Okay, one doctor saying one thing, and then you have another doctor saying another that kind of contradicts what the first doctor said. The investigation didn't even go well when the detectives first got there. So everything was just, a lot of shit was wrong with that case. Okay, fuck thinking whether or not he actually did it, whether you think he's innocent or not. Outside of that, there was a lot of shit wrong with that case. Okay, But I wanted to see like just how she felt about that with this true crime oracle, okay? And look at this. The first card at the bottom, fraud. A fraud. Like, so she could feel like it was a fraud. Wow, interesting. Okay, or it was just fake, you know, like if somebody is a fraud or is a fraudulent case, you know, but let's see. It didn't fall out, so let's see. How does he feel, please, when it comes to Tory? Please and thank you. Oh. Wow, man-made disaster. This kind of almost reminds me of like 9/11, okay, with the plane being on fire. But if you guys have heard like probably the ultimate conspiracy theory, quote unquote conspiracy theory, right? Oh, 9/11 was done by the government and all that stuff, all these false flag alerts and shit like that. So it's giving her intuition has been telling her, is telling her now, already told her that this was a man-made disaster. Something's a man-made disaster, it's because it was orchestrated that way. Okay. Okay, how else do you feel? Damn. Why are you here? When it's a man-made disaster, it wasn't by natural causes. It wasn't because it was just supposed to happen that way. You know what I'm saying? Why are you here, please? Cover up. Ding, ding, ding. A cover up, okay? I'm hearing the word vigilante. I'm hearing V for Vendetta. I think this like that mask from that movie. V from Vendetta. Granted, I've never seen that movie, but that's what that mask almost kind of reminds me of. A vigilante. I'm not really sure what that even means right now as I'm channeling. I'll look it up later, but yeah, a cover-up of something that was orchestrated. So this is very clear. Again, like I said before, guys, maybe publicly or on the surface, she acts very unbothered, doesn't say a whole lot about it. But in the back of her mind, her subconscious is like pissed off about this. Like she feels some kind of way, you know? And I feel like she didn't even have to know him personally to feel some type of way about this, you know? Why is this here, please? Okay. Ooh, geez. Suicide is showing up. Wow. Intuition is showing up again. And as you guys know, we saw Tory, you know, have that incident. If you guys seen the video, I didn't even want to watch the fucking video of him getting stabbed. But I had mentioned in one of my Tory readings from maybe like a year ago, it was a tapping I did for him a while back. But he was very paranoid about something happening to him or somebody poisoning his food. And it was coming through in that reading, again, maybe from like a year ago I did on Tory, that they would try to make it look like he did it to himself or, oh, it was an accident. Okay, so I just saw intuition. So her intuition knew that wasn't going to be true. A suicide, you know what I'm saying? No. Let's see, why is this here, please? And this is coming out after cover up. So yeah, it's like they were gonna try to make it look one way whole time. It could have been, again, food poisoning his drink, slipping him a drug, anything like that. Now we saw it play out how it played out, okay, with somebody literally stabbing him up. That's just how it played out. But if it wasn't that way, they could have tried a bunch of other ways, and it would have been, oh, it was a suicide attempt. You know, knowing goddamn well that would have been a lie. Okay, why is this here, please? Let me get one more. Ooh, an occult. Interesting. Occult. Meaning like a group of people, an organization, more than one behind this. And usually when someone is involved in a cult, they may have some very like radical or extremist type of thoughts or ideas, okay, in this cult. Wow, interesting. Ooh, boy. And look at this. The homicide card just fell out. You guys are not going to believe what I'm looking at. Okay? As I split the deck. I didn't even mean for that. I was going to shuffle them and put them away. But accident, homicide. Didn't I just say they were to try to make it look like a fucking accident, but it really would have been a homicide? Okay, allegedly. So, yeah. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. Now, I'm going to get out of this, and I'm going to get into the tarot. I just want to see what she thought about this whole thing, about him, you know, going to jail or what happened to him in jail. So that's very clear. Like, she feels the way a lot of people feel. Fraudulent, a cover-up. This was orchestrated, and there's some type of organization behind this, allegedly. Okay. But I digress. Let's get to the tarot. I'm going to use one tarot deck for Nicki, and then I'm going to use a different deck for Tory. Just in case some of the same energy needs to show up, all right? But we're going to stay on Nicki for now since we're over here and get a few tarot cards for her. If this is making any sense to y'all, or you like this style of reading, does this resonate with you, definitely leave a like on the video. It's absolutely free to do so. Let me know what you know. It really helps a lot when you guys comment and just kind of tie up the loose ends of things that I might be missing, okay? So it really means a lot. Thank you guys. But yeah, Knight of Cups is showing up first. I wasn't going to keep it, but something is telling me to keep it here. So Knight of Cups. Usually Knight of Cups is usually someone who is emotionally available, or they try to be a romantic offer being made, or just an offer in general, or someone coming through to express their feelings and their emotions towards something. Knight of Cups, they're usually, you know, a romantic or someone who has like a heart space, essentially, okay? Or they don't mind taking action on their feelings. I feel like she feels genuinely about this with Tory, you know? I feel like she could have, with this, I feel like it's kind of offering somebody like a cup of encouragement, or offering somebody a cup of love. Like, hey, everything's going to be okay. I'm praying for you. It's kind of how that's coming through. If not, again, making an offer or presenting an offer. Okay, the Magician. Ooh, and the Page of Swords at the bottom. Wow, okay. So it's like she's seeing. She's very fully aware. She peeps game. She's very observant with this Page of Swords. She sees the manipulation going on. Okay. Why is this Knight of Cups here? Temperance. Okay. Sagittarius energy. That's her energy. Usually I can talk about balance and harmony, patience, peace, tranquility. That's also an earth angel. She really hopes that this situation balances out for him. Again, like another energy of like an angel or prayer is what I'm seeing with this very heavily. Three of Swords. Yeah, I'm telling you, you guys, as much as she may not express it or talk about it as much as she's talking about this current situation with, like, you know, Jay-Z and Desiree and Demore Perez and all that, okay? She really feels away. Three of Swords, it's like feeling at a loss or a broken heart, okay? And you have this Knight of Cups here, so it's like someone who feels very genuinely, and it hurts her to know that this is going on with him. Very interesting. It almost feels as like she's wearing this as if it's like Tory's her little brother, or like her cousin, or like a nephew or something. Okay, Three of Swords, Libra energy, Hangman, Pisces energy. The Hangman can talk about a sacrifice, having to let something go, or viewing something here from another perspective. And I mentioned that something like that earlier, how, again, she may have had a lack of trust, or may have viewed him as somebody that doesn't keep their word, broken promises, because of, again, something so minor, so minuscule. And she could have, like, you know, changed her perspective, or is looking at him or viewing the situation differently, because, again, what he's dealing with is so much bigger than him. It's so much bigger than her. So it's like, you know, she has a heart, and it's giving she kind of let something go, or changed her perspective on him or the situation completely. And the way that this is coming through, like I already mentioned, like she is understanding that this is possibly, allegedly, like a orchestrated event, a man-made disaster. Again, some type of cult organization behind this. It's coming through as like She feels like maybe this could have been a sacrifice, or they tried to sacrifice him, if you guys catch my drift. Okay. Yeah, it's giving, I just heard the upper room. It's like she is fully aware, or she feels like they really tried to send him to the upper room. Okay. Wow. What is this, please? Oh, wow. Holy shit. You can't make this up. Wow. Knight of Swords and the Death card just came up. So like I just said, she feels allegedly, or is fully aware allegedly, that these people could have tried to sacrifice him and send him to the upper room. The Death card can be a transformation, physically, spiritually, lifestyle wise, okay, but a transition nonetheless, an ending to something, major endings. And then the Knight of Swords, that's literally like an act of violence, or somebody rushing in to communicate, somebody who's very upset, angry, frustrated. Okay, they may have a lot to fucking say. They may want to curse you out. In a way, like the Knight of Swords, it's like he's literally like yielding a giant sword, like he's ready to attack somebody. And we know Tory was attacked. So like I just said, she really feels that they, and that would have really broke her heart. Like, that's literally how it's coming through. Like, this would have broke her heart had they succeeded with this assassination attempt. Okay, sacrifice attempt. And right behind this, Three of Pentacles. Again, the group, the organization, the people in cahoots, the people that work together. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. And it's giving like with this Hangman and the Death card. Again, Hangman can talk about a changed perspective, viewing things in another light. The Death card, it's giving like, you know what? I'm letting bygones be bygones. I'm trying to get over what happened in the past, you know, because again, guys, she holds on to things very heavily. I don't know if she has any Scorpio, like actually in her birth chart or what, but I wouldn't be surprised if she does have Scorpio somewhere in her chart, like just holding on to grudges for long periods of time. But it's giving like whatever grudge she had toward him in the past, it's like she's completely like trying to get over that, or got over it. Because it's giving like, again, we have a bigger fish to fry. You know? What is this, please? Nine of Cups. Okay. Wish fulfillment, satisfaction. Emotionally satisfied. Yeah, Two of Cups. I definitely see them working together or coming in some type of partnership. Like I already said, it's not necessarily coming through clearly if they've had like communication between one another directly, but I do definitely see some type of partnership or harmony or balance between the two of them. Okay. Nine of Cups. Okay, why is this here? Obviously she's very well decorated, you know. Four of Swords. Yeah, this is literally somebody like on a coffin in a church. Technically this is one of those cards originally in the original Rider-Waite Tarot. It's literally like somebody being laid to rest. So I think she was really worried about that, or very concerned. King and Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So they can make really good music together and make a lot of fucking money together. So she knows that, especially if things go his way after this appeal. Oh, everybody's going to be on his line trying to work together, get a verse, get a fucking interview. So they can make money together or make some type of magic together with the King and Queen of Pentacles. That's a vibrational match. Obviously not relationship-wise, guys, but money business-wise, okay? Four of Swords, that's like an energy of ceasing something, putting something to rest. Lack of communication. Again, I feel like there's more going on behind the scenes than what we're seeing on the forefront. Yeah, and the King of Pentacles showed up anyway, okay? So she feels like he's going to be fine. He's going to be stable. You know, she feels like he's going to get his money back up. Or I feel like there was something here that she could have done, allegedly. I don't want to just stay there, but I feel like there was something that she did very quietly, okay, that nobody really talks about or knows about because she doesn't want people talking about it. Something here financially she could have helped or aided with, allegedly. Okay, if you guys, again, if you listen to the Peterson album, yeah, look, and it's a secret. It's a secret. She doesn't want people knowing that. And then there's Two of Cups here. They're a lot more in cahoots than what we know, guys. Okay, but on the Peterson album, Tory talked about how Chris Brown helped him out with some money while during this time period, you know. So, and I feel like people already knew that Chris Brown and Tory Lanez are already close. So, yeah. And I feel like this made her feel really good, or this would be something she wouldn't mind doing if she hasn't done it already. Okay, allegedly. Oh, Ace of Swords. Okay. So yeah, that could be a truth teller. Someone speaking very clearly, straightforward communication, brand new ideas, a breakthrough, a win. And then the Six of Wands, a victory, a win, success. People looking up to you, being highly sought after, very admired, having a lot of fans. Okay, it's giving like, first of all, Nicki speaking out brings a lot of attention to this. Two, whatever Nicki said or whatever she did, it's helping Tory's situation here, okay? Wow, very interesting. So she sees some type of breakthrough here for him, for sure. Very nice. Now, Ace of Swords, does have to do with, again, communication, verbally, your thoughts, the mind, mental energy. So, like I said, it wasn't coming through that clearly if they've, spoken to each other directly due to this whole court stuff, this legal situation he's dealing with, but they may have. But it's very low key. It's very under wraps, I think she's a little bit more involved than what we thought, or than what we assume, okay, or than what we're being shown, okay? So let's see. We're gonna get into a different deck when it comes to Tory. Okay, again, if this is making any sense to you guys, you like this style of reading, definitely leave a like on the video. It's absolutely free. Subscribe. I would love to have y'all here, part of the family, okay? Let's see, please. What is current energy when it comes to Nicki? How does he feel? What is current energy like, please, when it comes to Nicki? Ooh. Again, I have like me versus me here. He feels very hopeful. Okay, one of the cards I got for him was about happiness, joy, and healing, laughter, So it's like somebody who's in a situation like his, who's not supposed to be getting out of jail anytime soon, and whose appeal is not supposed to be going the right direction. Why would they be so hopeful and positive and full of joy? Every time I do a reading about him, he always comes through in that type of energy. Okay. It seems like him and Nicki's relationship is on a different tier than it was the first time they've ever tried to work together, okay? I had soul contract coming out for him. So this is something that was fated or destined. Wow. And then King of Cups keeps showing up. He has a great deal of emotions and a lot of love for her. Obviously, I'm sure as an artist, right? As a person, okay? And one thing I'm getting with this intuitively, I feel like he has seen that side of her, like where she has a heart, like a really, really big heart and very compassionate. But on the surface, with this King of Cups, it doesn't always come off like that. It comes off very poker face. But the view or the idea that a lot of people have when it comes to Nicki being like that mean bitch, or not being a girl's girl, or she's so this, she's so that, she's a bully. With Tory, it's coming through intuitively like, no, like y'all don't even see like the big heart she has for real. You don't see what she's done for me. You don't see how much she has helped spiritually or something to that regard, okay? Or how in tune she is. So it's giving like he's defending that. Like, if only y'all knew past the poker face, if only you guys knew past what you see online, this woman has a heart, I don't know why that came through so strongly. Yeah, look, very in tune with her spirit. The High Priestess, that's divine feminine energy. If not, something that's held under wraps. Someone that you talk to in secret, behind the scenes, right? Again, someone you have a lot of love for or has shown a lot of love for you, but behind the scenes, in the shadows, okay? So let's see, I have the Wheel of Fortune here showing up for him. Five of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Interesting. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, that's good luck, good karma, good fate coming your way. If not travel or things turning around for the better for you. Okay, Five of Wands, that's Leo energy. Fighting, bickering. Again, like I said, there was some type of disagreement before between these two, but that never changed how much he loved her or how much, he admires her, okay? Her work ethic, obviously her talent, right? Her looks, I'm sure he could be attracted to her. A lot of men are attracted to Nicki Minaj, I'm sure, but that's not what this is about. Yeah, and it's giving like, despite us having a back and forth or us not getting along for a particular period of time, that never changed what was destined or what was fated to happen, Ace of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. He feels so optimistic. I mean, it's just, this is so great. I mean, it's almost like inspiring, like to have this type of attitude or still have like all that big heart, a giant cup of love that you want to share with others, even in a situation like this, But let's see. Let's continue. And look, King of Cups is showing up again. Okay, why is this here, please? Okay, too many cards. We're just going to keep one. Nine of Cups. Nice. So we just got the Nine of Cups for Nicki as well in a totally different deck. So I think that would be like a wish fulfillment for him. Like I'm sure it would be for a lot of artists, male or female, to work with her. Like that would be a dream come true. I just feel like he is so receptive and like so, I'm hearing the word grateful. He feels very grateful. Nine of Cups can be an energy of gratitude, if not like wish fulfillment, success, having a lot of accolades, right? Sometimes even a little bit of overindulgence, okay? That can talk about overindulgence sometimes. But with this, I feel like he's just so appreciative and grateful of maybe like the love that she has shown, or just the simple fact that she's again kind of like speaking her truth and speaking out, because it's shining a light on the people he has a problem with. Again, that larger entity that's kind of at the roots of a lot of these problems, right? And I do feel like with this Five of Wands, he could have been facing some type of like internal battle as well. This doesn't always have to be an external battle. This can be an internal battle because, again, one of the first cards I got for him was me versus me. Okay, and again, if you guys know anybody who has been locked up, served some time, whether that be in the county or in a prison, that's kind of really a majority of the time there that goes to thinking and contemplating and reviewing the certain things that you may have experienced or done in your life to get you to this place. So I see a lot of like internal conflict or internal battle with him. Okay, and again, it'd be like taking accountability for certain things that he has, done, or again, lack of boundaries, letting people get over on him, even is how it's coming through. Okay. Okay, why is this here, please? Okay, Page of Cups. Okay, so a surprise, another offer, if not intuition. But the fact that this is a page, okay, I feel like Tory has a very strong intuition, but maybe he just doesn't really use it all the time as much as he should. And maybe that's something that he's realizing or has learned during this process, Like following your intuition can really change the way a situation plays out. Okay, King of Cups showing up again. So it's like he's grown, he's matured during this process. We had literally a card that said ascension, so spiritual growth, a higher sense of awareness. And I just said how, okay, a page is showing up, so maybe not following your intuition as much. King of Cups, it's like he's grown, he's learned. Okay. The High Priestess again. Okay, let's see. Why is this here? A Page of Cups again is like a surprise invitation or a surprise engagement. Someone being a little shy about their feelings. I don't want to say he's like intimidated by Nicki, but I feel like he would feel almost like a little shy, like getting next to her or maybe getting on the phone talking to her. It may be like a little nerve wracking, it's like, this is fucking Nicki Minaj. It's like, imagine, your team is telling you like, hey, Beyonce wants to talk to you. Nicki Minaj wants to talk to you. Michael Jordan wants to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, that'll probably make somebody feel like, oh shit, really? Oh my God, what do I even say? What do I do? Is my hair done? Like, do I need to shave? It could feel like very nerve-wracking. Okay, why is this here, please? Knight of Swords. Ooh, okay, and the Nine of Swords as well. Okay, Ace of Swords showing up here too. Knight of Swords, though, fell out. Okay, again, I think I already saw that for her too, if I'm not mistaken. I saw that not too long ago. But Knight of Swords can be incoming communication, rushing in. If not, again, bravery or an act of violence, even frustration, anger, okay? The Four of Wands. Yeah, coming home, a reunion. You'd be a little stressed out about it, though, of course, with the Nine of Wands, not really knowing for certain what is going to happen or if things are going to work out in your favor to come home. Anybody would be stressed out about that. You can be as positive and optimistic all day, but at the end of the day, the decision is in the hands of a complete fucking stranger being a judge, you know? So I do see some worry there. But Ace of Swords is showing up here. Ace of Wands, it's like he's ready for a new start, a new beginning. You know, so it's giving like he's not trying to let the paranoia or fear or doubt override his optimism, okay? But, oh, okay, you see how this is coming through, too, with this Knight of Swords. It's giving, you know what? I may be shy or whatever. She wants to work with me. I want to work with her. I'm going to go in there, you know, pen swinging. I'm going to go in there 10 toes, ready to go. Because the Knight of Swords can talk about bravery and going ahead and taking action and not being afraid to do so sometimes. And I feel like he's got a lot to get off his chest. I feel like if they did talk one-on-one, he's expressed a lot of frustrations here is what it's giving with this Knight of Swords, okay? Why is this here, please? But again, this is something very under wraps. King of Pentacles showing up. I got the same card for her, okay? King of Pentacles, again, stability, structure, okay? Someone who's very logical as well. Very analytical, very patient. They both have the Nine of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So it's giving like they both want to work together. They both know they can make a lot of fucking money doing this too. Okay, or make a lot of noise, make a good record. The Lover's card is here. Again, faded energy. A union that's supposed to be brought together by the divine. The Lover's card is alignment. You know? Ooh. Yeah, the Fool, the King of Swords. Let me see, get a couple more on this. And I definitely think that he is so grateful and so just appreciative of her because he's viewing her as the King of Pentacles. Again, someone who's just very well off, very wealthy, very secured, right? They don't really need or want for much. But I do think that she helped out in one way, shape, or form financially. Okay? Allegedly. So again, it's coming through as so much gratitude and just love. Like, wow. And again, the first thing I had for him was like denial. Like, there's no way. Like, did she really? No way. I thought she didn't fuck with me. You know? Let's see. Okay. Oh, the Empress. Yeah. So he views her as just the Empress. It's getting like the Queen. Okay. I think that's how he refers to her. Maybe the Queen. Like a lot of people do. Okay, again, with the King of Pentacles, too. And she's got an interesting balance here. She lives more about her masculine energy, for sure. But I think with him, again, it's giving, if y'all only knew or if you only saw the nurturing side of her, the divine feminine side of her, she doesn't always act or show up that way because of the type of industry that she's in. It doesn't always allow her to be the divine feminine side of her. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, so yeah, the Empress, someone who's very confident, very beautiful, very poised, very secure and confident within themselves, very abundant and prosperous, a business owner, you know. So it's giving like he has so much respect for her. And what is this? And I do see an apology. So I feel like there was an apology made at some point from him to her with this Page of Cups, okay? Why is it here? Let me get one more, please. Ten of Wands. Okay, yeah, and look, King of Cups again. I keep telling you guys, he's very heavy on that. Like, if only y'all knew, like, the real true heart that she has, or the fact that she's a very sweet fucking person with a lot of humility, very caring, very compassionate. It's like he's very big on that. And yeah, look, Four of Cups, he's like, people don't see that. They don't even understand. They're ignorant to the fact that, you know, she actually is what they think that she's not. Okay, again, that mean girl energy. She's so this, she's a bully, da la 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 la. He's like, y'all don't even know. Okay, but Ten of Wands here, a burden, like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. It's giving like he's very appreciative toward her because of some type of financial burden that he was experiencing. He almost feels like he owes her something, is what it's coming through as. Okay, allegedly. Why is it here? Ten of Wands. The Justice card. You can't make this up, okay? The Justice card and the High Priestess. Contracts, legalities, karma. We know that he's literally in the middle of an appeals process. The High Priestess, again, with regarding how he feels or how he's viewing Nicki, the shadow woman, someone in the background, an intuitive person, someone who's spiritually inclined, okay? Or someone who, again, can see past the veil, see past the bullshit, the injustice that occurred, okay? And I just can't feel like she could have helped him release some type of burden, allegedly here, with this, like, with the legalities of the court system here. But again, in secret, in the shadows. They don't want people to know this, but at her request, which is completely understandable. You know, completely understandable. So yeah, you guys, I definitely see like this is something that is, I knew I felt something because I got this download underneath the full moon. I was like, I'm not feeling like this for no fucking reason. Okay, I know I'm not feeling like this for no reason. But I think I'm going to end this here, you guys. I don't want to keep you guys here for too long. I guess I'll get like a couple timing cards, maybe to get some timing on this. Okay, but this was a lot. You know, Nicki is not stupid. She's not slow. And she's calling out these people one by one, it seems like. I definitely see them, like, getting back on good terms if they haven't already gotten on good terms. And working together. Again, I saw them come out as the King and Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so working together can make them a lot of fucking money. You know, and I'm getting, like, this vibe of, like, more than one occasion is how it's coming through. So on more than one occasion, so maybe like more than one record sometime in the future. Okay, I'm not saying the minute he comes home, that's the first thing he's going to do. But it's definitely giving like in the works, you know, or preparation for it. Okay. You have the power to create the timing by taking action. Okay. So that's interesting. This has been a very long process. It's been very delayed with this appeals process. As you guys know, that can take years sometimes. Okay, so why is this here, please? The number 34 is showing up. So 3 and 4 is what, 7? Okay, why is this here, please? Oh, give it time. It's in the works. The number 1. So yeah, as you already know, this is already in the works, you guys. January, okay, 15 is showing up. Let's see, January. Why is this showing up, please? The next couple of days, okay, 3 and 1 is 4. Next year looks promising. Okay, again with January, okay. Why is this here, please? Okay, it's time to let go. Interesting. And then next month looks promising. And then the next couple of weeks, by the end of the year. Wow, okay. 3, 5, 3. Yeah, that's interesting. So, let me see. Let me get more of these, please. Yeah, it's giving like it's time to let him go. Like, it's time to let him the fuck out of there. I'm not getting all the way until January, though. But, oh, shit. By the end of the month, another 53, 35, 53, 35, 53, that could be important. Something about another double eight, okay? 888 can be significant. Shit, by the end of the month, we're in August, so, oh shit. It's happening now. And then the next full moon is showing up. I don't know when the next full moon is, you guys. Probably, we just had one, so probably not until like the end of August, if not early September, the next full moon, okay? Yeah, probably not until September. So it's happening now, the next full moon by the end of the month. So a lot of this is happening. It's already in play, as we know. Again, he has his oral argument hearing in the next couple of days, at the time of this recording at least. So something significant could happen by the next full moon, if not the end of this month, okay? I don't want to put January in there. It's showing up, but I don't think this is going to take as long as January. Something significant, maybe like music being put out or something here. I'm hearing something about a settlement. He may try to get a settlement from the state of California. Okay, but something significant could happen in January as well. But as far as like this whole situation, I feel like a little closer to like maybe September is when things will start to change. Or again, we'll get like something else happening with this in a very forward moving manner, okay? Wow, very interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this reading here, you guys. I didn't mean to keep y'all here this long. Thank y'all so much for being here and for deciding to spend your time and your energy here with me in these readings. If you guys enjoyed this, leave a like on the video, leave a comment, subscribe, share if you care. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.